United didn't win, and that might be the most useful thing that happened to them all month. For 3 weeks, the story at Old Trafford was acceleration. 3 league victories stitched together by recognizable mechanisms. A 3-4-3 that finally behaved like a system instead of an idea. And a right side pattern that kept spitting out back post shots. Then came a night where the scoreboard refused to cooperate. It is tempting to file that as a step backward. Look closer. A non-win can be a stress test. It removes the sugar rush of goals and leaves you with the thing that actually predicts the future. How the team behaves when the margins are thin, the legs are heavy, and the finishing is cold. The value of the so-called good draw sits in its honesty. When you are flying, the tape flatters you. First touches stick. Deflections spin your way. A counter that should die becomes a cutback. That's when a manager has the least information, because results are drowning out the signal. The draw empties the noise. If the scoreboard doesn't bail you out and the performance still remains coherent, pressing cues aligned, distances between lines steady, the same chance families reappearing, then your floor has moved. Floors win seasons. Start with the layer that almost no one notices until it breaks. The first curve in the press. United's opening runner used to sprint in straight lines, which turns a press into cardio. No, he arcs his run across the center back's body to block the pass back to the goalkeeper, forcing a touch that is neither comfortable nor central. That single mechanic is the difference between chasing and trapping. The second presser knows the cue. Ball leaves foot, not "I feel like going now," and attacks the return pass on the same beat. Behind them, the nearest wingback squeezes inside to take away the inside lane, and the wide center back takes a half step, no more than 2 meters, forward to buy time, without breaking the line. 4 micro actions, 1 macro. Result: United defend facing the opponent's goal instead of backpedaling toward their own. In the draw, this chain stuttered for 5 messy minutes. The second runner arrived half a beat late. A wingback got trapped on the outside shoulder. The opponent broke the first clamp and ran into daylight. 12 months ago, this is where panic would have set in. Emergency sprints, last-ditch blocks, the whole team emotionally blowing up. The correction happened inside the half. The angle returned. The distances reset. The press lived again. A draw with mid-game self-repair tells you more about coaching than a 4-0 where everything goes in. Now rotate the board to the attacking end. United's best October habit isn't a single pattern. It's a family of them that rhyme. Think of 3 beats. Beat 1. The 9 drops short to pull a center back. The strong side number 10 darts beyond. The pass finds feet, then space. Beat 2. Once defenders start sitting on the drop, the 9 flips to a near-post dart as a decoy, opening the second window at the back post. Beat 3. The left channel runner stretches depth diagonally, dragging the line so the weak side winger can arrive late to finish across the keeper. When this triangle repeats, you get the same cutback corridors even on nights without composure. In the draw, the last touch deserted them. The structure didn't. That distinction matters. Systems can be taught. Finishing cannot. Under the hood, the midfield's behavior is the quiet revolution. For 2 seasons, United have confused speed with urgency. They tried to play every minute at a sprint, which turns bad moments into avalanches. October introduced tempo literacy. When pressure rose, one of the double pivots sat on the ball and created a stall. 3, 4, 5 passes side to side before attacking again. When the opponent stretched, the split pass punched between lines. The point wasn't to look pretty, it was to ensure the forwards received the ball with the opponent disorganized. In the draw, that throttle and brake rhythm never fully disappeared. That's why the game never spun into chaos, even when the goal wouldn't come. Look at the back 3, and you'll see another adult behavior: line ownership. The lead center back doesn't wait for the sideline to tell him what height to hold. He sets it. After a clearance, he drags the unit up 5 meters, so the next duel happens with grass behind him instead of inside his own area. On wide switches, he glances over his shoulder before the pass is played, so the half-show step arrives on time and the wingback isn't abandoned. The fans won't chant for that. But that's why the penalty box felt calm, even during the opponent's one good spell. Goalkeepers don't get credit for preventing problems that never become highlights. The keeper's starting position trimmed the distance to crosses. He claimed early instead of punching late, and he refused to turn routine catches into content. Every calm claim is energy saved. Every clipped pass into a fullback with the correct body orientation is 30 meters the team doesn't have to run. Add up a season of those choices, and they'll look like luck. They aren't. Set pieces are the place where process most obviously buys you points. The old United had 2 routines and a prayer. This version has sequencing. Near post flicks to far post runners. Screens on the penalty spot that free the edge of box shooter on the drop. Most crucially, rest defense is set before the delivery. 2 center backs plus a pivot behind the ball, oriented to break pressure if a clearance lands awkwardly. You didn't see a goal from it in the draw. You saw something better. 0 chances conceded from their own corners. That is free insurance during the winter grind. Why does a non-win help before November and December? Because fatigue kills execution, then chaos kills plans. Managers will trade a swashbuckling 4-3 for a welded 1-1 if the latter confirms that the press can survive when different profiles rotate in. The AFCON window will likely interrupt the right side's production and link play. The fixture density will ask the wingbacks to sprint on dead legs. That's why a draw where the pattern survived is not an excuse. It is a rehearsal. If the behavior lives in bad weather, it will fly in good. Risk exists. If understudies on the right wing press in straight lines, the trap becomes porous. Solution: train the angle first, speed second. If wingbacks can't recover fully, the transition space behind them becomes a runway. Solution: the outside center back defaults to the half show, and the nearest pivot covers the channel first, ball second. If finishing variance bites for 2 or 3 matches, frustration can eat the structure from the inside. Solution: diversify chance sources, cutbacks, recycled crosses, set-piece second phases, so a drought in one channel doesn't freeze output. And if the AFCON block removes both the back post arriver and the inside right connector, the fix is roll pure deputies and early crosses to keep the pattern alive, with set-piece volume bumped by 10 to 15%. The hardest thing to measure is emotional volatility. United have been a team that breaks when something unfair happens. A deflection, a missed call, a counter from their corner. The draw offered the first evidence that they can now absorb friction without losing faith in the script. After an unlucky bounce, the line didn't drop into the 6-yard box. After a missed chance, the right-sider checked his next press, not his last XG. After a heavy tackle, the pivot slowed the pulse with 5 safe passes before they tried to split lines again. That is the adult team supporters have been begging to see. Zoom out to context. Arsenal will talk about control and volume. Villa will talk about vertical punch. Bournemouth will talk about compression and resource efficiency. United's argument, for once, is neither nostalgia nor vibes. It is delta and durability. How far they moved in 1 month and how well the movement survived a cold night. Awards don't decide seasons, patterns do. So where does this go? Into November with 3 hard rules. 1. The second presser's cue is universal. Move on the ball, leaving the foot, not on the teammate's shout. 2. The center forward's first 2 sequences are scripted every match to guarantee rhythm. An early drop set spin and a near post dart to open the second window. 3. Rest defense is a KPI. 2 center backs plus 1 pivot behind every attack, nothing less. Add a 4th. Build 1 set piece tailored to the opponent's weakness each week, rather than cycling through a generic pack. You don't hang banners for draws. But you do hang your season on the habits that a result like this quietly confirms. United didn't win the game. They might have won the month. When finishing regresses to normal, and it always does, the question won't be, can they score? It will be, how many extra points does a structure like this add when the goals resume their natural rhythm? If October's answer is a few more than you think, then the day they didn't win will read, in hindsight, like the day they stopped needing luck to look like a plan. United didn't win, and that's the lesson they needed. Under Rúben Amorim, the month's 3-game surge was built on recognizable habits. 3-4-3 press that funnels wide, a curved first run to shut the keeper pass. A second presser snapping the trap, and a back line holding shape higher. The non-win stripped out the shoulda rush and left the truth. The model still held. For 5 messy minutes, the press lost its angle. Inside the half, the correction arrived. That mid-game fix is the clearest sign of coaching. With the ball, United kept producing the same chance family. Near post decoy from the 9 to open the second window. Switch of angle, far post arrival. The right-sided forward remained both first presser and back post reference. The left, channel runners stretched depth, so cutbacks stayed on. The center forward added value through wall passes and third man releases, even with lower shot volume. On a normal finishing night, this is a routine win. Here, it's a good draw. This matters before winter. Fixture congestion and AFCON will test timing and depth. The goalkeeper's calm prevented panic clearances. The lead center back set line height after long balls. The double pivot showed tempo literacy, freeze with 5 passes, then split when the block stretches. Set piece second phase shape prevented the cheap counter that flips narratives. Risks remain. Rotation can blunt the second presser's angle. Wingback fatigue can expose channels. Finishing variance will visit. Mitigate with structural rules. Train angles before speed. Default half show from the outside center back. Diversify chance sources. And increase set piece share 10 to 15% during AFCON. Script 2 early actions for the 9 each match to force rhythm. Make rest defense a KPI. 2 center backs plus 1 pivot behind every cross. Not winning can still be progress if behavior outlives the scoreline. United banked proof that the script travels. If this repeats across 10 games, October won't look like a bounce. It will read like a baseline. Results wobble. Mechanisms compound. The only question left is how many points that compound interest is worth by January.